This is On the Clock with your boy 7 Fig.
And Tuesday every day.
Man, it's kind of a beautiful day outside, but not. I mean, if we was like in the damn forest or something and it been raining, it's Chicago weather,
like the
man.
rain, though.
I do too. It's kind of comfortable, but we don't get a chance to, like what was that? Monday it was sunny as hell and nice and warm.
Yes, it was so beautiful.
Yeah, this Chicago weather is more bipolar than this city. But let's get into this.
Yes, random fact of the day,
Let's get it.
which is when hippos are upset, their sweat turns red.
Okay, wait a minute. It turned red.
Yes, I feel like that is so cool. Like, for sweat to turn red. So just imagine if that was for humans. Like, we could never hide when we was upset.
You right. It was scared the shit out of people. This red ass nigga. I mean, I'm sorry. This red. I think this is red.
It'd be like, are you okay? Anything's a problem? You'd be like, no, I'm good. Oh, really, sir? Why are your sweat so red?
And just imagine if we were still in the era where people was wearing white tees. I'm just saying, with that red on there.
Ooh. I didn't even think about with the red sweat stained clothes.
So that's why hippos be naked then, you know what I'm saying?
I think hippos be naked because they're hippos. They're animals. But,
I'm just saying.
You're
I mean, we glad hippos don't wear no clothes.
That is so random, though. Like, I
Once
feel like
again,
that's really interesting.
If you round Tuesday and she get all these random facts, I don't know where she getting this stuff from, y'all.
Like,
Like,
you know.
it's an ancient Chinese secret or something. You know what? Moving along, you know what I'm saying? We got some hot stuff. Let's talk about this Macklemore song, White Privilege.
Oh, yes. Let's get into that.
How do you feel about the song? Like, I heard it for the first time the other day, and I thought he was just explaining how, like, in the music industry, how the white rappers have kind of jacked the style of black people, but they respect it. And, you know what I'm saying? I know you showed me another video. I mean, what's your point of view about the song?
Well, for me, when I first listened to it, I want to listen to it with without a biased ear.
Absolutely.
You know, not being, because you know that this revolution is black conscience, black power.
Absolutely.
So I tried to just listen to it and take it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And, I get the point that he feels the need to have to say something about what's going on because he's in hip-hop and he don't want to be one of those rappers that, a white rapper that's kind of taking our style and not, like,
making his own. Like, I hear what you're saying. Like, okay, with some of the bars, like, I know the guy had an issue with some of the wordplay and all that, but I just think the way hip-hop is, like, you got your Eminems, Vanilla Ice, and other people that try to, like, MGK. With him, I think he was just trying to shed some light.
Respect and just to say, like, I get it, but don't be mad that I may not get it all the way.
It's almost like a double standard. I don't want to be devil's advocate, but it's almost like how our rappers or black rappers may use the word nigga. And you like, okay, why are you saying that and why is you talking about impoverished stuff? I feel that if he's a rapper, he should be able to say it and have the autonomy to say it if it wasn't really negative. He didn't go in by saying, woe is me, I got everything and I'm this and that. He just said, like, he had a verse that kind of, touched me a little bit. It was saying, man, we got our 40 acres, now we trying to take 16 bars. And I'm like, okay, was that a shot or was that just him stating the obvious? That's what I think it was.
I think
it was
that was him stating the obvious.
Yeah.
But what did you say? You feel like he should be able to say the N-word?
No. I said that when black artists say the N-word and people get mad within society and say they shouldn't be saying it.
Oh, I think how we don't have if they can't say, we can't say
exactly. And then with Macklemore just stating the obvious with white privilege, we couldn't rap about white privilege. He's rapping from where he's at. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I think the whole song was about he's rapping with where he's at currently in life.
What he knows.
Yeah, because he can't rap about the hood.
Yeah, you can only rap with what you know.
Oh, no. We have fraudulent ass rappers.
Like, that's what it should be. Yeah. And with the N-word, it's always double standards with anything.
True.
That's just how life is.
But it's like with females.
Standards. And y'all, white, European, Caucasian, cave beasts, been using the N-word in such a negative way for ever. So it's like you can't say it anymore ever again.
Well,
and then when we say we always, you know how black people are. We always take anything and we flip it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But we know the true meaning of the word, though.
Right. We know the meaning. We know where it come from. It's a term of endearment. You know what I'm saying?
The goose is the origin of the word.
Right, with the king.
So that's what it was.
And you know what white people do? Anything from black people that's positive, they take it to make it negative.
Absolutely.
So you know that I know where it comes from the root with the being the king, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when it comes to that, more power to you. But we know how they are using it.
Yeah,
but,
it's a way to try to disrespect. And to me, the song is creative and it pushes the envelope. Because I think hip-hop right now is a little too fluffy for me. We only got 2 or 3 artists that talk about mainstream issues and they don't push the issue. Like in the era that I grew up in, you got self-destruction, you got, the F the Police and all that. You had songs like that. I don't hear those songs no more. Like I don't hear artists going in about the current situation.
They're scared to do something like that. They're worried about their reputation or where that might leave them. You know, you speaking out, okay, now your concert is taken away. You know, I feel like something will happen to them.
True.
If they was to speak up and be any type of revolution.
So what about, do you think that's part of them, since you're being paid by them, you can't really speak on what you're saying or want to say? And it's sad though, because I think that's the last form of our creativity is music or art and all that. And I think that when you have a cap or they put a top on it, you don't really get to express yourself. That's why I like the medium that we have.
Like walking on eggshells.
True.
And
very true.
You know what I'm saying? Because if they do that, we'll start hearing less from them.
And it's sad because I think that some of those artists need to be heard to the point whereas it needs to get out. That was like music, you would hear it. That's why I say with his white privilege song, who is he targeting? Most music has a demographic. So he's even said it. He said white fans buy black music. You know, teenagers and all that.
He should be targeting his own so they can wake up just a little bit. You know, step by step. I feel like that's a decent song for them to realize, okay, maybe white privilege exists.
True.
Maybe this is really going on. Seeing how it's coming from a white person, and then a white man at that. So it shouldn't be directed to us at all because we know what's going on, and that really doesn't help us.
Not at all.
This song.
So what about this then? What about an artist? And I mean, I'm like I said, I'm off the cuff a little bit. What about like Adele? How do you connect with her? Is it just only through relationships or just her voice that draws you in? Because
for me,
like with Macklemore, the artists or black people who do like him, is it something that makes them gravitate to him or they liking themselves to him?
Yeah, for me, it's Adele's voice.
Okay.
You know, I feel like it's soulful. For me, any white person that soulful like that, I'm going to gravitate to. I'm like, oh, okay. It touches me.
They embraces your
it
culture.
Touches me. You know what I'm saying? And it don't feel like it's fake. And I feel like that's really her voice. I don't feel like she's trying to sound soulful. It's just how she sounds. That's my opinion.
So she's not a culture vulture then?
Yes, basically.
So you're saying Macklemore could be a
I can't relate to that because she's been through some stuff
horrific
that
stuff
I've
that
never been through. So as far as that, don't touch me, but her voice does. So and that's enough for me.
All right. So that's what I was saying. Like it's hard to kind of put him in an area.
But I wouldn't go out and buy her album if I'm not going out to buy my own people's albums. You know?
That makes sense. I feel you 100%. Well, moving right along. We're going to get into. We're going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to go with this Sign of the Times. And over the last week, no, you know what? Before I even Sign of the Times, I know we off. I want to shout out Black History Month. I know a lot of people, we catch flack. We catch flack for Black History Month because we feel like it's too short, it's this and that. But it's a reason behind that. Carter G. Woodson created Black History Week on the week of Frederick Douglass' birthday, which was an abolitionist at the time, and he was supporting black people. So it was only one day at first, and then he turned into a week, and he celebrated a whole month. So everybody's kind of like up in there. But I want to give a shout out to Black History Month. Thank you, Carter G. Woodson, for creating that a platform.
Because then we would have nothing.
Absolutely.
And we should have everything.
But
that's another story.
That's a whole nother story. But getting back to my sign of the times, I wanted to talk about this whole, everybody's up in the air about the Jordan release that was $650 in Chicago, and people was like, they was laying outside for 3 days and this and that, and that's crazy, and they stupid, they had $650, they should be spending it on something else. Well, here's my thing. I actually know some of the people who stood in that line for 3 days because they were resellers. I'm not gonna, they gonna remain nameless because I'm not gonna shout them out, but I knew some people who stood in that line and they resold shoes. And I know resellers, and the reason why the shoe was so, up hyped and all that, it came with a pair of shoes, a leather hat, and a nice little case and all that. And I actually put a post on Facebook, and I got limited response, but there are like Balenciagos and what's the other damn shoes that I really not feel, Giuseppe's and all that. And these shoes are $700-800, and we complain about a Michael Jordan shoe that's $350. And I know people that if they get those shoes, they're more excited about it. Now, me on the other hand, I know people have a problem with Jordan because of this and this and that. But at the end of the day, he's still a black business, and I'm going to support him. If I had $650 to get that, maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. But I'm not going to shoot down and not support him based off everybody why you got to wait in line. That's the protocol.
Well, okay, my opinion with any shoe, I'm just not going to spend that much. Now, that's because I don't have it. Say if I had it, I'm balling out of control. I'm going to support my black people that's making anything. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? Well, me and this state of finances now, I'm not going to spend over $100 and something for some shoes, and that $100-something shoe have to be, something that for the winter or something that's gonna last. That's just for me. Now, everybody should be. I feel like everyone owes it to themselves to spend lavishly once in a while.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying.
I agree with you.
You don't
100%.
have it, but sometimes you want to feel like you have it. Sometimes
Yeah.
it just make you feel good. But if you're spending your last on this shoe, your priorities are not straight, it's not set, then you shouldn't do it. If you have to spend it.
Well, let me say this then, because I've been in a few shoe lines myself. I don't see broke people standing in line for these shoes. I've been in this line. I'm not going to sit here and just let people just go in on people or they priority. I don't see broke people in these lines. My flip side of that is, why don't nobody say nothing when people stand in lines for iPhones for 3-4 days? It's only us that get targeted for stuff like that. It's like it's looked at as wrong. We can't stand in line for shoes, but they can stand in line for iPhones and computers and PlayStation
Like, people need to
3s
understand.
and come on,
Black
man.
people with color, we like to look nice.
Absolutely.
No offense to other races, but we put on
fly.
the show. We like to feel good about our appearance. You know what I'm saying? That's why people try to imitate us, because we look good.
Man.
They want to look good like us.
Man.
We just like that. We like to look good, smell good, sound good, all that. So, of course, we spend more to look a certain way.
Or we'll finesse it and make it look good.
Right.
That's because,
exactly.
like I said, so
because we can make a paper towel look flawless.
come on now.
Trying
But
to.
this is the thing. Like it's a website that I go to called Campless, and it's a sneaker website, and they talk about the prices of reselling stuff. So the Yeezy boots, which is Kanye shoe, the Yeezy 350 boots is kind of high top. They got all this stuff on it. It was $350 in the stores. People were reselling this shoe for $1,800. So it is a business. We're all about money. We always want to say that. So why you spend $350 on them ugly shoes? Or you don't know that? But if you're getting $1,800 for a pair of shoes, why not do that?
Exactly.
Like I would do it. I mean, what's wrong with reselling? Like people who resell stuff right now. So I think people just like jumping on something that they don't know nothing about, and they're just ignorant statements that come out of your mouth. Oh, you're stupid for spending that. You ain't even got no rent money or this and that. You don't even know what it is. Most people are not gonna stand in that line for a $650 shoe if they don't have it. That's just me. I'm not gonna stand in no line for no $650 shoe for 3 days and I know I ain't got it.
Right.
Apparently, if you stand down and you can miss work for 3 days, apparently you must got it. Like real talk. Like come on now, if you can be off work for 3 days and still stand outside, you're doing something right.
Right.
So that was my whole thing. I just wanted to, bring that up because I just felt like we need to know more about the situation before we do it. It's an easier target to go in on people that are in the sneaker community, and I don't think people, why they stand outside for Jordan? They want to stand outside for a job. That's not true. I was at a job fair, and there was so many people waiting to get in there. I remember when the Jewels on Division and Sedgwick opened. The line was wrapped around the corner, so people will stand in line.
Ignorance.
It's like, come on now. But I digress. I'm just going to go on from that because, like I said, it's touchy for me. The one other thing I want to talk about, and to me it's very exciting, and like on Black History Month again, Nate Parker from, like, he was on Red Tails, he was in The Great Debaters and a few other movies. He written, produced, and directed a movie about Nat Turner, and he got the highest payout at the Sundance Film Festival. He got 17 million. Yes. Let's get hand claps all around. You know what I'm saying? Hand claps for him. That's just awesome. But Fox Searchlight bought it, so I don't know if they're going to, like, kind of neuter his movie.
Oh, Lord and Lord. But at least...
You got a Nat Turner movie.
You know,
for those who don't know about Nat Turner,
you can't just always win. We trying. That's a huge step. So
Yes.
you know, let's see what Fox does.
And on top of that, the Nat Turner story is kind of tough to handle because he started a slave rebellion in Virginia at the time, and what he did was go around to the slave masters and he killed them.
Sounds beautiful.
And he got some of the poor white people to come on with him, and then at the end, they killed Nat Turner and they kind of collected his body for souvenirs.
That's the part. That's the part. Because, you know, and I'm not surprised because of these cave beasts. They are just...
They tough on us. Yeah. But this is another thing that I liked about the whole thing. He raised money through a GoFundMe page. He got $10 million through GoFundMe. And then NBA's players or ex-players, Tony Parker and Michael Finley from Chicago, he used to live in Maywood. He played for Proviso East. He's an NBA champion. He donated $6 million and Tony Parker donated $6 million. So when I hear that black folks don't support each other, straight foo-foo new, and I'm not going for it. So I want to salute those brothers. What
I like about this, it's about time we hear something about this because they make us seem like we was weak. We was always just getting beat and just
raped
this and that.
Pillaged,
we never did nothing. We never rebelled. And there was so many groups that rebelled. There was so many people that was going around killing the slave masters, all type of stuff. And we don't hear that. That's not in the books.
That's not Nat Turner's
story.
It's
not going to be in the book.
Not at all.
That's not in no one's mouth when they teach us. So it's like, it's about time.
And like I said,
that's why I like seeing the Django. You know, that was my first time seeing slaves eating lobster. You know,
or even just seeing how that device that they had around their neck, even though it was a demeaning, but to me, it gave you a real voice. Because in the books, and how your ankles bleed when chains are on you. I mean, it was real descriptive.
Seeing the fact that they had black people fight each other to the death and stuff like that. I didn't know that was going on.
And I heard that was sexual. I was listening to an interview with Dick Gregory, and they would have those Mandingo fights, and they would get the slave masters aroused. But the one thing that I liked about Django, I'm sorry. The one we clean it up. Let's just clean it up. Let's clean it up. The one thing that I liked about Django the most, and I took my nieces and nephews and them to see it, was a love story. It showed black love that was different, even though we got Love Jones and all that, but he wanted to get his wife out of bondage. I thought that was that's the thing about her. Right, he loved his Broomhilda. You know what I'm saying? That was his broom.
I need somebody that's gonna search for me if I was to get kidnapped or something and not stop until you find me.
You know what?
I need that type of love. That's unconditional. Unconditional. Look up what the word unconditional means and realize it. That's what we need for each other and for our significant others. We need to start loving each other.
And that's the point that I wanted to make, that it was on there. But everybody gave Django a bad backlash because they felt like he didn't kill no white people unless the white man said it and this and that. And they had little negative stuff about it. But it's progress. We're not going to reinvent the wheel overnight. It's progress over perfection. We will get there. We have to be able to venture off and do stuff that nobody's not doing, so we can get it and say, okay, I understand this, or now, it's safe for us to do this. Without the Django, there probably wouldn't be a Nat Turner story or any other. Like, we already got rules. We can't just swing for the fences and say, that's like me waking up and saying, hey, Tule, check it out. I'm finna go to California, but I'm finna start walking. I'll be there in 10 minutes. He gonna be like, this, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna work like that. Yeah, 10 minutes.
So funny. You
yeah,
funny.
but I couldn't even walk to California Street in 10 minutes from down where we at right now. But I'm just saying.
I can't get from my house to downtown Chicago in 10 minutes.
Unless you had a teleporter. And see, that's what I'm saying. So we got to learn how to be patient and understand that there are more things that we have to do, but we got to bring some of those creative juices out. I wish I can go to Sundance with a film and get 17 million. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge. I'm so proud of this guy for stepping up. He did everything. You know what I'm saying? He wrote it, produced it, directed. So there are people that do those things that just need to be recognized because they're not. And it's sad. You know what I mean? So that's the two things that I'm excited about right now as far as the Black History stuff.
We should be very excited.
So let's get to this what that you have.
All right, the what of the day has to be the Kanye and Wiz beef.
Oh my God.
That's a what for real, because when
keep
Kanye
your fingers in your pockets.
Was
that's all I can say.
snapping on Wiz. I don't know what he's embarrassing himself, because it's really just Wiz coming at Kanye like, hey, I don't feel like your album should be titled that because that's what's his
it was like it was his record company or something like that.
It's like somebody else's
name or something like
on
that.
the waves that's locked up. His name slips my mind or whatever. He was just saying, you should at least mention that where you got that name from. Walk Bam. And Kanye just got so butthurt.
It's like, yeah, you're in there.
Got butthurt.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Okay,
and just got so offended, started coming at the man's career and all type of stuff. And then Wiz must have said something about, hey, you need to hit that KK. Thinking he was talking about Kim Kardashian, but he was talking about Khalifa Kush. He really embarrassed himself. Kanye really embarrassed himself. But we all know the game got shut down when Amber was all like, "Oh, you miss me playing in your butt," something like that. Don't quote me, and nothing is verbatim. It's around these words, and I thought that was hilarious.
I want to post a picture on this podcast too. I'm gonna try.
Kanye deleted all his tweets, and then the next day gonna say something. No one plays in my butt. I don't get down like that. Never had. Sure. But my thing is, then all of a sudden you see a picture with Amber Rose and Kim.
Yeah,
Kim and Amber took a picture together.
That was kind of
now
strange.
I'm really kind of confused.
I'm
thinking, is this just like a setup?
Publicity stunt.
What is this? Because
I thought I was the only
this
one.
don't sound right. It's already Black China dating Rob Kardashian. It's like, what is with this?
You know what?
And now it makes Kanye tweet make sense. Me and my wife got that type of love. Exes become best friends or something like that. I was just like, what's going on?
I don't know if Kanye got this song playing in his head. I remember it from the Dog Pound. It was Ain't No Fun If The Homies Can't Have None, because that's what it seemed like, because they just be going in around, go
right,
I'm
whatever.
Like,
what?
Y'all like, kissing cousins and kissing
I just can't keep up, but I just love the messiness.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Let's keep all fingers inside your pockets. I'm not
Hey, I was told.
Well, here we go.
I was told in my biology class when I was in college.
You better.
That guys' G-spots is at the tip of their anal area.
Hey, look, I'm gonna quote Corey Holcomb.
I'm just saying, you go ahead and Google this, men, if you're in disbelief.
No, I'm good.
I ain't saying
don't
put something all up in there, but you know what I'm saying, just play around it, you know what I'm saying, have the best orgasm in your life.
I'm about to mute up, Mike. I can't.
I've never experienced it. I don't get down with the booty hole, no type of booty hole. I don't even want my booty hole getting messed with. But I'm just saying what I learned.
See, all I can say is it started off from this, eat the booty like groceries. The stuff is going out of hand. It's getting out of hand. You don't be eating no booty. Don't eat no booty.
I mean, hey.
It's one way only.
I'm not going to judge nobody what they do.
I'm judging.
The closed door, because people don't want to know what I do.
You know what?
So, I'm just saying. If you are enjoying your sex life, enjoy it.
But then you don't want to put on social media.
Business.
So does Amber Rose have to bust out the big finger?
When Kanye acted like a little baby crying and stuff, maybe he did miss that little finger.
You know what? He missed more than that finger. Kim
Kim
doing.
ain't throwing it down like
You know
Amber
what?
did or something because
You know
he in his
what?
feelings.
Stop it.
I'm just saying.
All I know is it's just rough.
That's
just
my
a-
what the what. 'Cause
That's
I'm
a
like,
what?
what the what?
Get that finger out of there, pimp. Don't be having no fingers nowhere. That ain't.
Unless it's in your mouth.
See, I was.
No, because you ever had somebody suck your finger? That's the best feeling. Have you had that happen? Answer the question, Seven.
Yeah.
See, people just not comfortable with sex.
Moving along, as Miss Tuesday says, moving along. One more thing, because we on the clock. Oprah Winfrey got $12 million for saying she ate bread on Twitter while being on Weight Watchers. Do you believe that? She said she got $12 million for losing 26 pounds by eating bread on the Weight Watchers diet.
Eating bread?
That's what she said.
How is that? How you lose weight by eating bread?
I'll just tell you what Oprah said. It was a
got
video.
$12
She got $12 million just
saying
for tweeting it. She
Just for
tweeting it. On Weight Watchers gave her $12
Why
million.
can't that be my auntie?
I just want to know.
Then you can tweet. I don't even care what the premises is. I just the fact that you can tweet something
and get $12 million
for
it. I don't know what it is. We in the wrong circles. We gotta go viral or something so we can get. Look. We can split 500,000 and I give you a quarter and I get a quarter and then that's it. We could I don't need the 12 million because Sam gonna be coming after you.
Do you believe that actually happened?
No, because if you eat bread, you kind of get thick. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like I can't.
She a little on the chunky side of the game, though.
How you lose weight? Like eating bread. What you mean? Like once in a while? Like
she said you gotta. I guess we gotta put a link in the description if we put this up and show the little interview or something like that.
Because we gotta dig more into this.
But when I heard it, I was kind of strange because I was like, man, if y'all seen the Fabulous Tuesday, she lost a lot of weight and she all slim and she was like, I wasn't eat no more bread.
No, I wasn't eating bread or chips
or nothing. Oh, I know she was dying. She was dying.
You
She
know what
needed
I'm
Flavor
saying?
Hot.
It's like if mom's losing weight for eating bread, then I've been doing things wrong because I love bread.
On the real.
I could be eating my rolls, my toast, my bagels. You know what I'm saying?
I'm eating donuts. I don't care. I'm gonna eat my donuts.
Like
bread.
I'm flabbergasted at this.
I'm just
So I
disgusted
think we
with
need
Oprah.
to dig
Oprah
into
just got her stomach pulled out like Star Jones, except she just don't look crazy like her. Like Star Jones be looking like she.
Don't come at Star.
I'm sorry. She look like she always
like
saying,
her.
huh? She funny looking. That's weird.
Moving right along.
So
we on the clock.
We is on the clock, and I think that could be. Now we got one more topic. You got another topic? You got something else? I mean, nigga. Oh, one more thing. We on some Chicago stuff because I know that sounded crazy. How do you feel about this whole Chicago State being closed down? Just to close the show out. You know, Chicago State is losing funding, and Governor Rauner is talking about closing the school down. And then people were on the Dan Ryan Expressway. They were marching, and they kind of blocked off the expressway and all that. So how do you feel about Chicago State potentially being closed down from lack of funding? How do you feel about that?
Why can't we fund schools? What's the problem? It's always lack of funding, and it's always black people
expense. I agree.
Like why? Because we all know majority of black people attend Chicago State. You know,
a few Latinos and a few white sprinkled in there.
Color. Like, why is always a problem? Why can't we get money to learn? I don't understand. Everybody always talking about, better your education. Take it a step further. Go to university, and then you make it so hard to go to that university.
Absolutely.
Maybe because Chicago State, where it's in the middle, it's easy commute to get to.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Where are people gonna go? Because UIC is a little
too damn high,
and
the education, yes,
and it's a little harder to get in there. You know, your ACTs
gotta be
up there.
You gotta be on point.
Man, give us a break. And people always want to talk about how we not as smart as other races and out the bam, but you want to close down a college?
Yeah, that's rough. Well, here's my view on
because
it.
of the lack of money, but we could give Oprah $12 million for a tweet.
Yeah, that's.
Come on now, let's get real.
Well, my thing is this. as far as like the Chicago State stuff, I know we go to school for education and this and that, but I think the Chicago State alumni should be called to the carpet too.
Oh, most definitely.
Because if you're an alumni of that school, are you giving back to that school? Are you a booster?
To get back.
That's what I mean. So
a lot of times when you graduate, you got this
be in
fancy
debt.
Bachelor,
yeah,
you know,
PhD,
PhD,
BA,
and you're still looking for
BS.
So the ones that are in their career, then they're the ones that should be giving back. The ones that barely can give back to their loans.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be hard on them.
I understand, but I just feel like if there was something that was linear when you got out of Chicago State that you could use to come back to do it. There's no business around Chicago State. Like, what's around there that you could like transition into? Any factories, any industry that you could do that could support or sustain that university? Like, the best part of university, I hate to say it, is the damn gymnasium. I've been to a concert, a few high school basketball games and all that. If that's the best part, education is not in the forefront. It's very sad. And then the city colleges are supported by the city. That's a state represented college. So that even hurts even worse that it's a black kind of majority, and it was formerly a teaching college.
Right, exactly. Like I was when I was in SIU, and I was kind of being told like Chicago State is at the top rank when it comes to because I was in, doing early childhood education, and I was thinking about going back to Chicago, and they was like, "Oh, go to Chicago State because it's in the high ranking." Yep. And then they're about to close though because of lack of funding.
So
I'm confused.
I'm calling like, and this is what I'm calling. I'm calling foul on people who don't vote. And the reason why I say that is Governor Rautner got in because of a lack of voting and lack of investment into whatever it is. When you don't vote, these are the things that happen. Like, people don't understand. It's like, well, it's voting. It doesn't matter. My vote doesn't count. As you can see, since we got Rahm Emanuel in office and we got this Rautner dude in office, things have dramatically changed. And then we had these hiccups with police shootings, or I've been on Earth a little while, and I've never seen schools close down. Like, grammar schools have closed down. You know what I'm saying? High schools have closed down. Now we have a college that's closing down, but nobody wants to vote. Like, what are we doing? Why are we sitting on the sideline?
Everything is just crazy. Even the aldermen don't do nothing as far as like, cause you talking about closing down. I'm thinking about the grocery stores that's closed down, been vacant forever, and like, what are the
businesses leaving?
Are doing? Like, we can't eat. We can't go to school.
Well, have you ever heard of the prison to pipeline situation? You know what I'm saying? You're going to get money some kind of way. Yeah. It's just like around your house. They closed down the whole Dominick's and then replaced it.
It's been gone for years. Haven't replaced it with nothing. I live over there. We're going to Walgreens and spend Walgreens to get like regular things. You know what I'm saying? Because
you can't get fresh food in your neighborhood. The other one is like on Jules. That's kind of away. And Save a Lot kind of, but they don't really have stuff.
That's kind of a far distance if it's like the weather don't
go there.
Trust
me, I know. Yeah, that's a nice little walk. But I just say, people need to, if you're going to vote somebody in office, bring it in and bring somebody in that has your best interest and get involved. And I understand we have jobs, we have family and this and this, but you have to be involved where you live at, and you can't expect outsiders to have the same compassion you have in your neighborhood. So when the school, it had to be a red flag where somebody say, hey, ding, 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 Chicago State is not getting money. So where's the recruitment? Why are you not getting some of these kids from, these impoverished schools or the public schools? Why is it not a connection? Why is Chicago State not connected to the CPS to transition people in there so maybe you can get more money or, have programs to help those students?
And when they close it down, how is that going to affect the students?
How is it going to affect that community with that school being an eyesore? It's going to be an eyesore, or they're going to privatize it.
It so much to transfer, and then the credits don't roll over. And like, come on now, that's just making everything so complicated.
I would say get rid of Rautner and your boy Rahm Emanuel. But yeah, we on the clock. So this has been, on the clock again. I'm 7 Fig.
I'm Tuesday every day.
And y'all can tune in, every week we're going to be doing this, and we do have a video. And I want to shout out the guys that did that for us.
Our promo.
Yes, our promo is awesome. You can check it out. We're going to have it in the description when I put this on YouTube. And I want to shout out RG Spreaker and YouTube, because you can. This a link. So I wanna shout out RG2 Productions, and I want to shout out Odd Hybrid Productions. So any video needs that you need, you can check those guys out. They up and coming. They former students. This is like us, man. They good guys. So
good
if you
with
need
the
that,
camera, good with editing, all of that.
They edit our video in 2 hours.
Amazing.
Fire. That's all I'm gonna say. So we on the clock. We signing out. You know, we thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank you.
See ya.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. And hair grease.